Welcome to the video on installing Spice. Now what Spice will allow us to do is to view those virtual machines through that Spice console. So what we do is we download Spice onto our host, and then on our virtual machines we will activate a Spice agent, but that allows an enhanced user experience. The graphics are better, we're able to copy and paste, we're able to do just a lot more than we are with the no VNC, which sometimes, if you haven't noticed yet, will be a little bit latent. So there'll be some latency. If you move the mouse across the screen, you'll see like the arrows sort of have shadows or ghost-like effect. But with Spice, that should take care of that issue. So we'll install Spice, and then we will install some guest edition tools similar to that of VirtualBox, but these are separate, and they were part of that when download that we did. Okay, to install Spice, go to the link that's in the walkthrough. This will take you to the Spice page, and it will give you a little bit more information if you want to read the documentation. But to just quick start to get it installed, come down to the Windows installer and select the link that says Virt Manager download page. Now that's the download page we're going to, but we're not going to download Virt Manager. We're going to scroll down under Virt Viewer. And the one we want to go ahead and select is this Windows x86 MSI. Now .msi, as you know, is an installer. So all you need to do is download this file, and we'll double click it and it will install Virt Viewer. So I'm just going to double click it. Now it's going to say it's an unverified download, so we need to go ahead and select download unverified folder or file. And once it is completed downloading, we can just run it. So we can select it. Now I already have it installed, and then just select OK, and it will install on your host machine. Now, once you got that, it is on your host machine. So what you need to do is to activate Spice on all your virtual machines. Now, I'm going to do it for every virtual machine except for pfSense. There's no reason to do it on pfSense because we don't really interact directly with pfSense in a console type environment. So we go to our Proxmox, and under our first node, we have the first VM is the Windows 11-1. And once you highlight that, come over under hardware to display, double click it, and then you have a choice for a graphic card. So do the drop down and select Spice. And let's put the memory to 128 and select OK. Once you've done that, go to Machine, double click that, and you want to make sure that Q35 is selected, so select OK. You want to make sure the virtual machine is turned off. So now you've selected that. What you want to do is reboot, so just right click, select Reboot, and confirm. Now this may take a minute or so for it to reboot. And if you're impatient like me, you may just want to right click, select Stop, and overrule any active shutdown tasks. So just select yes. This will be quicker. And you could tell if it's still running if you see the green arrow and the status is running. Okay, so now it has stopped. So what we can do now is just restart it. And once you see the green arrow, what you can do is go over to Console, do the drop down, select Spice. Now you're going to see something download. Double click that. And what that's going to do is just be the connector that allows you to connect to Spice. And there you see. So right away, you see we have a better looking console box. So when you install Spice, you can do it while it's running, but you're going to have to restart it. So you can either turn it off and do the change and activate Spice, or you can do what I just did, which was do it while it was still running, but then I had to turn it off and turn it back on. So, some of the things that make it a little bit easier, at the top, you see the Control-Alt-Delete and other keystrokes. So once you've got Spice working, we need to go ahead and open that VM. And there's one more thing that we need to install. And if you need to release the mouse, it is Control-Alt-R. And now you see the mouse is released. But what we want to do now is install our guest edition. So we're going to double click. I'm sorry, the highlighter on the mouse is not going to work properly. So my mouse right now, as you see, it's stuck in the console or the terminal window, which is fine. Once again, Control-Alt-R will release it. But let's go to our, and I'll expand this out a little. We want to go to our VirtuoWin CD. And once you've opened the CD, scroll down to the bottom. And what we're looking for is the VirtuoWin Guest Tools. So go ahead and double click that. And this is installing those tools similar to the way we did it with VirtualBox. Now you'll want to install this on all your Windows systems, so both Windows VMs and your Windows server. We're going to take all the defaults, so just click Next, accept the agreement, and select Next again. Next, and install. And it's a pretty simple install. All right, so we're finished. That's updating all the Spice agent and all those additional tools. So go ahead, I'm not going to show the video of installing Spice on all your virtual machines. The key things to remember is, as we go back really quick, is like for the second one, just remember you're looking for display. Under hardware, you're looking for display. You want to change this to Spice, and you want to add this 128 megabytes for the display. And then on the machine, make sure it's Q35. This is, and you can tell if it's active. You see it's red or orange right now. So basically, if you restart this machine, when it starts back up, it's going to look like this on the example from the one that we just installed it. So we can go ahead and stop this. Now you'll notice with Proxmox, it doesn't automatically stop as quick as in VirtualBox, where if you close the terminal, then the virtual machine is turned off. But you notice it's not orange anymore. So if we started it by right-clicking, selecting Start, then as soon as you see the arrow, go to Console, select Spice, and then double-click that little thing that just downloaded. And now you see we have the Spice terminal. So that concludes this. Do this for your Windows machines as well as your Linux machines. On the Linux machines, it's a little bit different to install that guest agent. In fact, I'll go ahead and do that now once we get finished with the install on the Windows 11.2 machine. So when you hit Control-Delete by that upper corner, log in with the second machine's password. Once you're logged in, go down, open the File Explorer because you want to install those guest tools. So go ahead and select your Virtual Win CD, scroll down to the bottom and select Virtual Win Guest Tools. You can right click it and run as administrator, or you can double click it and you'll just be asked to run it as administrator. Go ahead and click your terms and agreements and select install. And it'll take a minute or so to finish that install. Select next, accept the terms and agreement again, and then just select next and install. As that is installing, what I want to do is all right, then we select finish. You see a restart is required. So I'm going to go back to the Windows 11, the first Windows machine, and select reboot. We'll see how long it takes for that to happen. And in the meantime, go back to our second machine. This is 11-2, and we can select close, and we'll reboot this one also. This time I'll do it from the console and see if it works that way. And it looks like it is working. Now, if you just close the terminal, the virtual machine is still running. You're just closing that session. So if we want to, we just reboot to Windows 11. So once again, to the first Windows 11 machine, once again, we can go under Console Spice, double click that, and we have a new window open there. And the same thing with our second virtual machine. This is the second one. So I'm just going to minimize both those. We'll go to our Kali Linux machine. What we want to do is go ahead and change the display. We'll choose Spice, 128 megabytes for the machine. We'll select the Q35, select OK. Now we need to restart it. And when it restarts, I'll go over the commands that we need to load the guest tool. So select stop. Okay, so it has stopped. So now we want to just right click start. And once the arrow appears, again, go to console, go to the drop down and select Spice. And then double click that. And we see the Kali link. So when you double click it, look down on the taskbar, it is probably there. Now I'll go ahead and log into Kali. And go to the walkthrough. It will give you the actual commands that you'll need to run. I would just copy them straight from here. Basically, we're just doing a sudo apt update, which you always want to do when you're installing something, because that makes sure that you have the most current version of that software or service that you're installing. So I'll just copy and paste those commands, and we'll put it into our Kali Linux box. And if copy and paste is not working yet, then we'll do it the old school way and just type it in. So first it is sudo apt update. This may take a little bit of time if it's the first time that you've updated the machine and we just installed it. So, okay, now we're finished with that. So now we want to run sudo apt install, and then we will name the packages that we want to install, which is the Spice VD agent and the Kimu guest agent. Hit enter. And we see it is installing those. Now it's completed. So what we want to do now is run a couple other commands. And this is just to start those services and then to enable them so they'll start every time that the machine starts. So we'll go sudo systemctl start Spice agent. I'm sorry, Spice VD agent. And then we want to do the same thing to enable it. So it's basically the same command. And what enable does, once again, is prevents you from having to go in and start the service every time the computer starts. Now, just to see if that worked or not, if we can copy and paste now, we will copy from the clipboard, right click, paste clipboard. Okay, so then what I would do is restart the virtual machine. And what this also, if you restart it, you do not have to open another Spice window. There, copy and paste is working now. So you have to actually restart it after you install those tools. All right, so if we go back, basically do the same thing for the Kali Purple that we just did with Kali, and same thing we did with Windows 11 VMs for the domain controller. So that completes setting up Spice. What we're going to do next is get closer to actually setting up the networking, and I'll see you in the next video.